Hello, internet humans. We are again looking for ideas for very introductory level video games to make, while also playing Vic-20 games for fun. Just to explore what all was made in those early days. So cursor down, cursor right, we got left and right, so hopefully that'll work. Z key to attack. These are still in the alien game genre. Okay. Uh, that's quite loud. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this because we've already played a lot of Space Invaders clones, but it just looks like the difference here is this guy moves at random, and you have to try to shoot, but that's going to be really annoying gameplay because it's not even moving a smooth amount. It's just kind of popping up in random spots. This one's just called Alien. 2 control keys are to change direction and space to fire. Who am I? Where am I? Oh, is that me? Or is that me? I don't know. Okay, no, I'm on top. I'm just changing where I am at, and I move automatically. I can only shoot 1 bullet at a time. That's unfortunate. And basically I just have to move between left and right. Which could also be an interesting take. Man, lining up those shots is difficult. I got shot by the alien. Okay. I zapped 1 alien. Try another game? No, space. Okay, so control here, your character moves left and right and then reverses direction when they hit the edge of the screen or when you press the R button. And you can try to adjust where you're at. The aliens move forward every so often. I'm not timing my shots right, but you basically move left and right. We'll see what happens when an alien gets to the edge. It seems fine. Okay. I think we're gonna hit that alien. So I know one of the other aliens shot me, so maybe within a certain distance it can do an attack. But again, this is going to be your basic. They're all moving in a specific direction. The player movement's a little weird. I'm just going to hang out over in this corner until this guy goes by because I don't want to get shot. And then yeah, same sort of thing as usual. This one we have closer to our WASD control, except with the Z for down. Capture, destroy, M and N. Is this like the one I have on the actual console? Okay, cool. I mean, on the actual computer. Move. Move. Yeah, so I have this on like a cartridge game. I am not... Okay. S moves to the right, not D. So you dig a hole and then you bury an alien. The alien can get by if the hole is not fully dug. This is much slower than the one I have, the game I have on cartridge. And I think the levels were not so square, like there was more structure going on, and I don't know what these are. I wonder if I could pause. These games don't usually have pause buttons. But again, let's see. You'd have some kind of state for your empty ground tiles. That could even just be a counter, like how big your hole is. Don't take that out of context. That sounds weird. And basically, if an alien is in that hole, they can move around and leave it, but they'll be paused if you start burying the hole. And then once that is completely back to normal ground, then that alien dies and you get points. Aliens, again, just seem to kind of randomly move. That one's coming for me. Nope, it's just kind of randomly going. I don't know what these are. Those don't seem to be in my console game or my cartridge game. It's a block. I can't move past it, so it's an additional challenge. And those just randomly show up, but same sort of thing where, again, if you're storing tile-based information, like if this was an ASCII-based game and you were moving between tiles on just a basic character set screen, you could just say, hey, is the tile Y -1? Okay, actually, I'm getting a call. That was a call from a robot. I could tell by the way they talked. But I don't like talking to robots. We're gonna skip Alien Blitz. I think we're gonna skip Alien Rush also. Ow, my ears. We're gonna skip this one too. But it seems like if your human gets stolen, then you lose. But I'm just gonna sit here. No aliens will take my human. But again, same gameplay mechanic type stuff we've talked about before. Okay, we're out of the alien things. Now we got something that's given me anxiety with that. Next letter E, or A. So am I searching for A? There's an A. Now I have to find a B. So exciting. Okay, so I'm just looking for the alphabet. If I had a better memory, this would be easier than having to track them all down. Well, E is up here. I don't know where F is. There's G. H. I. Was J back up here? Beep, beep. I'm not gonna, nope, I hit the wrong button. L. Where's our M? M. Q. Are we gonna make it? I don't think we're gonna make it. Oh no. S. Well, that one wouldn't be too hard to make. I mean, it is kind of interesting. Instead of doing like a memory flip card, you have to kind of remember where you see each letter in the alphabet, and you can certainly scan them, so it's like you can be slow, but if you have better memorization skills than I do, then you can do this a lot better. Maybe if I played this a lot, my memorization would be better. I know I saw a D, but now I don't remember where I saw the D. So, again, and this is just like a 5x5 grid with all the letters. And each one has a different alphabet letter assigned to it, somewhere between A and Z, or like 65 to 90, I think, are the ASCII characters. Don't know what they are specifically with the Vic-20. I am not paying attention. And I mean, it's novel. It wouldn't be too hard to implement. And it can be interesting enough if you're into it. Like if I was actually trying to get a high score, I would possibly play this a few times, try to get better at remembering where things are, maybe come up with some mnemonics. But you're just moving around this little tile, excuse me, this little grid, and locating your letters. Maybe trying to come up with a strategy for looking at the places you've been. So, yeah. Again, you just have like your 5x5 grid of characters. Each one would have their own letter. You'd have to make sure that you're generating each one to have one letter. You don't want duplicate letters in there because it has one of each of the letters of the alphabet. This is just something that increments from A to B to Z to, or A to B to C to D. And then you'd have like an XY coordinate for what you're currently looking at. So you could just have that also map to your 2D array if your tile is, or your cursor is currently over a specific tile, then you can display what's down there. And yeah, so not too hard to make. That would be pretty easy as long as you understand like working with 2D arrays and just putting them at different places on the screen. This one is copyright infringement, the game. Sounds like some Star Wars music. Oh no. Alright, this one looks a little more like Berserk. So we're using the joystick or keys U, H, J, N, and Shift. So hopefully this will work. F8. So there's my character. I can move around. My Shift key doesn't... Oh, spacebar is leaving a dot on the ground? My gamepad keys don't seem to be doing anything. Oh, okay. Nope, okay. My gamepad button did shoot. I just have to hold a direction while I'm doing so, because otherwise it doesn't know where to shoot to. Okay, so we're attacking robots. What happened? Did I die because I hit the wall? Okay, we're gonna reset. So, Amok. We'll move. It takes a little bit for it to let me move. So this is pretty cool. But it is very Berserk style. Whee! Can I kill these? Oh, I can do diagonal shots. That's cool. Oh, and then I guess we just go to another room? Yeah. And I can do diagonal shots if I do it right. Ah! They can also do diagonal shots. Diagonal's a bit hard because I think just the screen resolution is a little weird for me. Oh, I hit the wall. The wall is deadly. I think I can't go back up. Yep, that just killed me too. But this will be cool. You have your enemies, you have a bunch of random coordinates for them when you enter a room. I think the rooms are going to be pretty simple with the outside borders. I don't know if they always have every room available. It looks like there's always the 4 doors, but one of them is blocked off, like the one you came from. And you can just move into a different room. You can't go back, so it's not like you're saving the room state or what it looks like. So you can kind of get away with just randomly generating a new room each time with some extra walls. Now, how you're going to store the walls, like if you have a tile map, you can do something like that. Again, I just died by running into a wall. But you could have, several different types of rooms specified, like this room with L-shaped walls at these left and right entrances. There's no fair, man. I'm just trying to move around. I'm not trying to kill you. Room with up and down barrier, room with square middle barrier. Here's another L-shaped room. Get out of my way. I'm going to the other room. And then you can shoot diagonal. I don't like the shapes of this room. This one's a little sus. Okay, so yeah, you have like some predefined room layouts that you might create. You choose them at random. Have some enemy placements at various spots, and then you have your character movement. So since the robots can fire, what generally you'll do is they can be detecting in 8 directions. So, man, I'm trying to talk. So you kind of would have them randomly choose when they're going to behave. Like, again, I'd have a random number and say, okay, if you hit 1, then you're going to move somewhere. If you hit 2, maybe you're going to try to shoot, see if anyone's in the range. Okay, I'll just use my pointer. So if your player, if they're ready to shoot, if you would check to see, does the player have the same Y coordinate? Even if the X coordinate's not the same, that would be there right on top of you. But if they have the same Y coordinate, you could shoot towards that direction or this direction. If they have the same X coordinate, you can shoot down or up. So you could have that as kind of how they detect it. With the diagonal, you'd kind of have to just say, you know, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, is it over here? Then you can shoot in that direction. And same with shooting with yourself. If you're moving diagonally, if you're pressing up and right at the same time, and you hit shoot, your bullet is going to go X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y each time. Now, you don't want it to necessarily be 1X, 1Y. That's not going to be correct as far as if you're thinking of like a unit circle. It's going to be square root of 2 over 2, whatever that is for X and Y. But you can basically just, if you didn't care about that, you could have it go up 1 over 1 each time, each cycle the bullet is traveling. Then you just have to check to see if the bullet has hit the bounding box, if it's inside of the bounding box of the enemy, or you could do a distance thing as well. Just use the distance formula. If the bullet is within whatever 5 pixels of the center of the robot, then maybe that counts as a shot. You'll need to be able to detect when you hit a wall. So if you hit a wall, that kills you. If you hit the top, like Y is 0, X is, you know, whatever this middle point is, then generate new room, put player at bottom, that sort of thing. So wouldn't be too terribly hard to implement. I wouldn't make it a first game, but it would definitely be kind of a fun little game to make. And, you know, you can kind of start simple, start with just moving around rooms, then add maybe shooting, then add maybe robots, and if you run into a robot, it kills you, and then add some basic enemy behavior. So that could be fun. Here we got another LlamaSoft game. You can tell by the flashing text. This just appears to be a Defender clone, kinda. Oh my gosh, that noise. I'm gonna have to turn down my headphones or something. Why is it making so much noise? Okay, so for this, making a shmup can be kind of a good starting project. So basically, you're just randomly spawning enemies at your maximum Y coordinate over here at various times. Then they're moving minus X way, because this way is negative. This is 0X, and this is whatever the width of the screen is. But then you just have to worry about moving up and down. If you're on a modern computer, you're going to have more screen real estate, so it's going to be a lot easier to actually play this game. My spaceship is quite big compared to the rest of the screen. And then again, this one has multiple bullets, so you'd have some sort of array to store all of your bullets, or a vector if you're in like C++. And they would just be added basically at your ship's XY coordinate, then offset by some X amount. So, I don't know. I guess there's just llamas down here. You can't go down there to shoot a llama. That would be evil. But otherwise, these aliens are just created. You have some sort of background scrolling art, but really pretty simple gameplay. Pretty simple to implement. Okay, this one just gets straight into the game. It looks like I have some dudes and barrels. An alien is throwing barrels down. And there are... Oh, I probably shouldn't attack those bricks. I don't know. This is hard. Okay, the bricks disappear when I shoot them. which allows barrels through more easily for better or worse. I assume these are barrels of antimatter from the game. This guy is like inflating these antimatter barrels or something, and then they're rolling down. If I get hit, I lose. And the barrels move left and right based on what platform they're sitting on currently. We're gonna let all these people die and see if that also gives a game over. As long as I don't get hit. Just gotta have that annoying sound effect over and over again. Okay, green scaffolding respawned. Ah! Everyone's gonna die. This alien is so mean. Ah, dang, I got hit. Okay. There's a lot going on. I'm gonna turn down my audio so I can actually focus. So every so often it looks like generates a thing on the left and on the right, so there's kind of a little timer as it, I don't know, it looks like it's pumping up balloons or something, but then these come down, and if they are blocked on the tile right below it, it cannot move further down. So once it has an opening, it'll go in the opening, but it will also be pushed by the opening. So it's not actually moving once it's on the beam, only once it's in the little opening area. So that's pretty interesting. It'll get pushed over because, you know, once there's a green thing in that spot, it can't be there anymore. You would have to probably look at what is colliding with the barrel and which direction the thing is coming from so that you can decide to move the barrel in the same direction. Or you could just say, okay, the green thing is now where this barrel is. If there's a barrel right here, the green thing moves, the barrel is now on top of the green thing. Or you could say, what's the next available space, either left or right, and then move, since only a left spot would be available, you would move left. Of course, that might not work out if this green thing was only one tile big, because it might decide to go the opposite way, and you want it to go the same direction as the scaffolding thing is moving. And then basically things move downwards. I can shoot upwards. If I hit one of the scaffolding things, it goes away. When these hit, it seems to kind of... Are they moving at the same time? I don't know what the people are doing, but some of them are disappearing and move around some more. So that's kind of like your score or how many lives maybe, as long as you don't get hit. But that could be kind of an interesting challenge to take your kind of general Space Invaders type of game, but then add on this moving barrier mechanic, and then those barriers also move your invaders or weapon things that are falling down. This is kind of interesting. We got our ancient Ape Escape. It seems to play itself at the moment. Let me play. A guy comes out and vacuums your remains up. Okay. So I'm not currently controlling... I was controlling... Now I am. Okay. So the helicopters are taking parts of the building out, and I got squished. Okay, so we're protecting the building, I think. I'm just gonna protect this side. And the helicopters throw down little bombs and stuff too. This would be pretty interesting to implement because you'd have like a bunch of tiles in the tower, and those tiles would be movable by the helicopters and the monkey up top. And do I just keep going till I die? Or if the tower is destroyed? Don't get hit by bombs. Don't get hit by blocks. I got hit. And when you do get hit, then the, what is that game that came out? It's like the person who has to clean up after a video game level. They have to, like, clean up all the blood and stuff. But this... Oh, I got all of the Helicopters. Oh, now we get a different color and more helicopters. And the tower is still the same amount of messed up. Ow. Okay. So this is kind of a cute concept. I like this. I kind of want to hang out in a corner and just see what happens if the tower is destroyed. I guess I can hang out down here. They're not going to attack me down here, right? Oh, they just took a dude. They took a dude, and it took my life away. So there's a guy in an elevator. They took the guy! I'm going to die now. Game over. Okay, once it takes all the employees of Spectrasoft or whatever. Spectra Video. Once there are no more employees, then the game ends. That's why you have to at least do the bare minimum and make sure your employees don't get abducted by helicopters while the building is also being disassembled. You know, bare minimum. Healthcare, don't need to necessarily give them healthcare. Hopefully the programmers, if they're working for a company like Spectra Video, got healthcare, but that's a pretty interesting concept. That would be a nice little challenge, I think, to implement. Okay, this looks like it will be a snake game. So I, J, K, and M. Oh, am I supposed to get the 9? And I hit the wrong button. Ah, the controls are so hard with the keyboard layout like this. Can I use the joystick gamepad? No. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Do I need the 2? Okay, I got two points. Interesting. Maybe they're only there for that amount of cycles? I don't know. Why did those others disappear? I am noticing that these things are not ever spawning where my tail is. So that would be a little bit of a challenge to look for an empty spot where the player is not currently inhabiting. I don't know what the pattern is with them disappearing. And then it pauses while it counts down for whatever reason. Which I probably wouldn't do in an actual snake game. But it's not too hard to play. Oh. Did I lose, or did a timer run out? I don't know. With the snake game, again, you'd have some sort of array to fill in your tail, and so you'd need to keep track of, like, last position as you move, and then everything would move along with you, or something like that. And then you're just detecting if the player hits the edge of the screen, or one of your tail pieces, or this points box. So that would be relatively easy, as long as you're, like, used to working with arrays and can work with that logic. Okay, and then this is Astro Nell. It looks like it is a modern game for the Vic-20. So it is up on itch.io, and let's try it out. So fancy. Okay, I seem like I can just jump. Let's quickly check this page just to see if it has any more information. Collect all the space stars. It can be completed without cheating, but it's hard. Source code and map of play area also included in the download. So, cool. I assume we just jump. So let's try to move off that. Oh, there's a bunch of... Ooh. Okay, now this one I would not recommend as a first game if you are coding in like just plain C++ with a library or Python with a library. trying to jump over that way, but I think I have to have a running jump. Oh no! Okay, yeah. Okay, I have to time this right. Ah! Okay. I'm not good at this game. Okay. Nope, too soon. Well, for this one, you would need to have some kind of like map loading or a map format. Okay, okay. Well, you'd also have to implement some kind of like gravity and floor detection. And again, like the map part would probably... Oh, I got a star. Okay. Or I did not get a star. Maybe it just teleported me. Different tile types, different enemy behaviors. Okay, maybe I did get a star. Or I just jumped up to the next screen. I don't know. Whee! And you'd have to have, like, the ability to move between maps and basically tell your map format what... Ah! Oh no, what's a warp area? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm not really good at it. I would not recommend this as a first game to make. This would be overly ambitious. It would be really cool. It could be something that maybe you work your way up to. Now, of course, I'm not saying to implement this on the Vic-20. You could view the source code if you download it here. Look at that map! Which would be interesting to look at. Maybe I could look at it in a different video. But if you were implementing in a modern language with like modern libraries, it would be doable. You would just need to really work your way up, figure out your map format, how you're going to do that, figure out enemy behavior, figure out your physics, and that would be kind of the biggest things, I think. But yeah, hopefully those give you some ideas for simple games you could make. Or maybe simple games I could make a tutorial on, I don't know. If any were particularly interesting, let me know. I did skip a bunch of games that were kind of just Defender clones, Space Invaders clones. I didn't want to cover every one of those because they're all pretty much the same. But I think this one's really cool, and I enjoy playing and exploring these Vic-20 games. So thanks for checking it out.